Hello, members and friends. Welcome to the garden here. Wanted to give you a bit of an update, invite you into what's happening in the farm right now. We're on a 4-season cycle, right? So there's always some planting, always some harvesting, always some scheming of the seasons to come. It's never a dull moment. So really, there's an element of so much of the farming and the gardening is always about timing. And so what is the time that we're in? What are we currently sort of tending to, harvesting? What are we currently putting in the ground, planting, and what are we having to plan for the coming season? And so what we're currently sort of harvesting, I mean, you get a taste of it each week. You see the list, but some big things that we're doing a big harvest of right now are our potatoes and our onions. Thank you so much to everyone who came out for an awesome potato harvesting party. Got a good potato crop this year, a big onion crop as well. As well as, of course, all of our early summer crops which have come in, and we're just saying goodbye this week to some of our late spring crops, the broccolini and the peas and so forth. But cucumbers and zucchini are still here and chugging. And of course, the tomatoes, which were started in the dark of winter in February in little cells, and then it bumped up, and transplanted and grown. Very soon, probably before I see you next, you will be seeing tomatoes. So they're coming on the horizon. The big thing, followed a little later by pepper, and then maybe okras and melon and beans. Lots of good things coming in as we come into the thick of summer. So yeah, we're in a transitional moment here. As always, we've sort of now the tone of things changes as we really leave all the spring crops and just head deep into the summer, and the challenge of keeping crops happy in the heat. We've been dealing with a lot of well challenges. Our irrigation, we have a solar-powered irrigation system, which is just really finicky and gives us a lot of trouble. So this big rain has been helpful, but that's a big thing that's going on the farm right now as we try and troubleshoot the well for the heat that we know that will be here, and able to keep water going on things. There's sort of the daily, the weekly, the monthly flow of things, the ongoing process, but then there's also the sort of any given time, maybe there are different things which are lighting us up, which are inspiring us to do what we do, and things we're trying to dive deeper into, because farming is this infinite craft, which is what's so inspiring and challenging about it. But so there's so many things that I and I think we're sort of excited about exploring more, besides some of the experimental, more sort of field crops, staple crops we've got going currently that I'll do another video on, and you can check out the YouTube channel for some of our earlier steps with the sorghum, some cover crop, and peanuts and corn. We have some more updates about that. But really in this ongoing process to try and understand how to feed the soil in a good way. And so I guess there's not so much I can really say about that now, but just been thinking about it a lot. And as we continue our no-till practices and adding a lot of organic matter, and this incredible work of feeding the trillions of little microbes that are making the nutrients available to the plants that become those super rich, super nutrient dense veggies that we're getting to eat and that nourish us to be alive. So feeding the soil, how do we do it? How do we do it with local fertility? And then maybe the closing thought is just, another opportunity to emphasize why we're doing what we're doing and why we think it's valuable and grateful that we're supported in doing it is, once again, I'm sure farmers are always complaining about the weather. I think that's a stereotype. But climate change is real, and the common denominator of climate change is irregular weather patterns, extremes, which is definitely, again, what we're experiencing here this season, with a very dry spell, very cool, relatively cool spring, followed by this deluge of rain, of these tropical storms coming in. So we are grateful to be part of the movement of people who are trying to build local resiliency through diversity of farms, because in the face of instability, what you need is diversity. Diversity is what's going to give you resilience. And so we're one small farm in a hopefully a patchwork of many small to medium-sized farms, but that are also stewarding diversity within their own ecosystem. So we're not brittle in the face of change because we don't have all of our eggs in one vegetable. All of our all of our work dedicated to one crop or a couple crops that could get knocked out in a big weather system. Um, and so diversity, diversity, diversity in the face of climate change. Thank you for helping make it possible. We're doing it here together. Here we come summer. Keep it real. Check us out. Stay cool.